is sponsored by Pinnacle Bank. The live 5 for 6 Skyview Network, sponsored by Terry Lambert Hyundai.
Rain and storms moving in tonight through Wednesday morning with some gusty winds ahead of a cold front passage. Once the cold front comes through, we'll once again see below freezing temperatures. I'll have a look at exactly how chilly it will get coming up.
Right now on News Channel 6 at 6, an update on storm cleanup in Augusta, 2.5 months now after Hurricane Helene.
What has already been done and the staggering amount of work still left to do. We'll hear from the mayor as your news starts now.
Live from Television Park, this is WJBF News Channel 6 at 6.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Jenny Montgomery.
I'm Brad Means. Thanks for joining us as coverage you can count on begins with day 65 of storm cleanup in Augusta. Debris has been picked up across hundreds of miles of city streets, but as I'm sure you know, the job is far from over. George Escala has the latest.
Debris still piled high on quiet Oleander Drive in Augusta. This neighbor did not want to be on camera, but said the piles on the street make getting around here difficult.
Some of these streets have so much debris, it's really hard to drive safely, so it's kind of dangerous.
Oleander is where the popular Bedford Greenhouses is located, as customers and employees both must navigate the narrow street and piles of debris.
So it's like hard to maneuver through these little tiny streets, and I'm just like getting a little frustrated getting to work.
Though there's still debris here, it could be worse on Oleander. There was a pickup. There are still some streets in Augusta waiting for their first pickup.
We've gone to the first pass for about 90% of the county, but that means there's about 100 miles of road that hadn't even had the first pass yet.
Augusta started picking up debris 3.5 weeks before Halloween. Now the homes waiting are decorated for Christmas. Tonight at the Warren Road Center, there will be a town hall meeting to discuss the city's recovery effort.
Yeah, I'll be there tonight for the town hall. But no, a lot of people are frustrated because debris isn't picked up. It's holiday season. People want it picked up.
City officials are calling it debris fatigue, seeing the same storm damage day after day. In Augusta, George Escala, WJBF, News Channel 6.
And that meeting that George mentioned is at the Warren Road Community Center. That's a live look. You see Mayor Garnett Johnson at the podium. He and city leaders like Commissioner Smith McKnight meeting with people in Augusta to update them on the cleanup and the recovery. The first of 2 community meetings now. They're going to have another one next Tuesday at Diamond Lakes Community Center. Full coverage of tonight's meeting right here on News Channel 6 at 10 and 11.
Chief Meteorologist Jenna Petracci is with us now.
And Jenna is covering another gloomy, rainy day that will continue into tomorrow.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Definitely a wet setup for us this week, at least for the first half of the week. We'll eventually see some big changes starting on Wednesday night. But in the meantime, on Live Viper 6, notice our northern and western counties seeing some of the rain. Most of us are dry, though, this evening, at least for now. You can see light showers in parts of Aiken County up to Saluda, Edgefield, McCormick, and Lincoln County. We had some brief heavier downpours earlier, but for the most part, this is just a steady light rain. This is also down towards around Crawfordville, but most of the heaviest rain is still to the west of us. But those northwestern counties are starting to see rainfall totals climb up to around 3/4 of an inch now in Washington and Crawfordville. The rest of us up to around 1/4 of an inch. Here's a look at our Terry Lambert Hyundai Skyview cam in North Augusta. Cloudy skies and much warmer temperatures than how it was last night. 6 degrees warmer in Augusta, 5 degrees warmer in Aiken, and 8 degrees warmer in Edgefield and Millen. That's putting our temperatures in the low to upper 60s at the moment. 64 in Thompson, 66 in Allendale, Swainsboro at 68, and earlier Swainsboro got up to 72 degrees. So definitely some very warm temperatures for this time of the year and a huge change of pace from what we had just a few days ago. Dew points are also pretty high in the low 60s, so we have enough moisture around to see some of those heavier downpours tonight. Winds are coming in from the south, sustained up to 11 miles per hour in Aiken, and the gusts are up to around 20 to 22 miles per hour in places like Sparta, Crawfordville, Gibson. Tomorrow morning, the winds will be higher as the cold front moves through the CSRA, and for the rest of your evening, we'll see those temperatures really staying about the same. So even though the sun has now gone down, we're not going to see the temperatures go down, at least for now. So notice the low and high temperature pretty much the exact same for our Wednesday, but then we'll go below freezing on Thursday and Friday morning. Coming up, I'll have a look at your futurecast for tomorrow, so stay with us, but back to you.
All right, Jenna, thank you. An arrest has been made after a hit and run left a bicyclist dead in Augusta. Anthony Way is charged with homicide by vehicle and DUI. This comes after police say Way hit a bicyclist at the intersection of Milledgeville and Murphy Roads in Augusta. That victim is identified as Malcolm Kelly. He was pronounced dead at the scene. Way is being held at the Webster Detention Center. In Johnson County, a man suspected of animal cruelty is in jail. Bernard Wallace is charged with 25 counts of animal cruelty, and investigators say more charges are pending. They say 40 dogs were found living in deplorable conditions, and they were taken to an animal rescue to be cared for. The investigation began in October and involved the USDA, U.S. Marshal's Office, and Johnson and Crawford County Sheriff's Offices.
Well, a controversial plan to move some books in the Columbia County Library from the young adult or teen sections to the adult section is moving forward. The Regional Library Board approving that plan this morning. Those who support it say certain books just have explicit texts and images, and they're inappropriate for children. Others say the move is censorship.
I think exposing our children too early to mature content has detrimental effects on them developmentally.
Trying to restrict and relocate books by content, which is blatantly unconstitutional. They're using words in their guidelines, and they're trying to justify it based on something similar to the way movies or television shows are rated.
Advocates for moving the books say they're not asking for a book ban, they just want to safeguard their children.
Demolition continues on the old James Brown Arena. Coliseum Authority members meeting today to talk about the progress of that project. The arena is being demolished to make way for a new state-of-the-art 10,000-seat arena. They say the project remains on schedule.
There's a big hole there. It's going to be a big hole because of the downstairs part of it. So once it's torn up and everything is moved away, then we've got to bring dirt back in to get it back up to grade. The good thing about the new arena that it will be on grade just like the Bell. You'll walk right in. You don't have to go up or down. So that's the great thing. And so we're looking forward to having that done.
A lot of other people are looking forward to the possibility that this new arena is budgeted to have ice, which could mean the return of ice hockey to Augusta. We'll continue to keep you updated on the project's progress. A bill passed today by the House of Representatives puts Augusta one step closer to repairing the lock-in dam. The bill, known as the Water Resources Development Act of 2024, calls for a full repair of the structure and requires the pool to be maintained at 114.5 feet. It also contains a provision that creates a fish passage. The fish passage was part of a Corps of Engineers plan that would have removed the lock-in dam. Local leaders were concerned that doing that would lower the downtown water pool and create thousands of dollars in damage.
As the countdown to Christmas continues, some in a subdivision here in the area are on a different clock. People in the Tudor Branch neighborhood say they're frustrated with the HOA over a deadline to replace trees lost in Hurricane Helene. The charter requires neighbors to have at least one tree in their yards, even if a storm destroyed it. And so the HOA has gone ahead and sent a letter to some neighbors who do not have those trees, and they have 10 days, the letter says, to replace them.
We have a lot of neighbors, a lot of residents that are still waiting on settlements from their insurance company. Some haven't even been able to meet with the adjuster yet. We've got debris all over the neighborhood that we're still waiting to be picked up, but yet 3 weeks before Christmas, our board feels it's the right time to send out a violation letter.
Board members say they sent that letter out just to start the conversation about doing what's required by the charter. Neighbors say they want the HOA to consider changing the charter to make that tree requirement optional. 67% of the neighborhood would need to agree with that.
In a new lawsuit, the Department of Justice is accusing South Carolina of unnecessarily separating mentally ill people from their communities. The DOJ says South Carolinians do not have access to treatments to help them reintegrate into society. They're asking for expanded community housing programs and a streamlined hospital discharge plan for all patients. South Carolina needs more funding for community-based treatments. Governor Henry McMaster released a statement today calling for changes to the state healthcare system. Still ahead on News Channel 6, a couple getting their engagement photographs taken when the bride-to-be loses her ring.
The dramatic story of how they got it back in just a few minutes.
News Nation tonight. Dan Abrams talks to of American.
A bride and groom are smiling again after the bride lost her engagement ring during a photo shoot.
Tino Bovinzi shows us how they were able to get it back with a little help.
November 24th was a day to remember for Lakewood's Corey Berbitsky and Nikki Mack. Not just because it was the day for the couple's engagement photos, but because a major crisis was averted.
There was something on my pants. My fiance, Nikki, she reached down to wipe my pants off, and we heard a little tink sound, and next thing you know, saw the ring in the sewer.
The couple's ring is one of a kind. It's a blend of precious stones from both of their grandmother's rings, something they had to get out of this drain.
I wanted to be able to have the ring symbolize just the meshing of our families.
Berbitsky says the couple did the only thing they could think of, calling the Cleveland Division of Fire for help.
You can see like the diamond of this ring just like sitting there, but it's kind of sitting up to where this, you know, we'll be able to get it.
Fire Station 30 Lieutenant Jeff Homan says he, Nick Palmer, and Zach LePew quickly came up with a plan to recover the ring using a long metal wire with a hook typically used to unlock car doors. The couple's photographer, Emily Ruth, documented the whole process.
They were super happy, super appreciative, you know, and they had a photographer there, and they're like taking pictures of us the whole time while we're doing it, so it was kind of funny.
He was much calmer than the fire department were, extremely helpful in just keeping everyone calm, and they showed no panic whatsoever.
Did you guys get an invite to the wedding?
No, not yet. I'm waiting.
In Cleveland.
I thought you gotta have those things sized at the jeweler, right? Make them tight.
Yeah, I mean, mine's really secure, but it's still my biggest fear to stand over a drain or even the sink, washing your hands.
I couldn't get my wedding ring off if you paid me.
Well, our forecast showing rain tonight through tomorrow morning, along with a few storms, winds gusting up to 35 miles per hour, then sunshine back on Thursday with a cool down. I'll have your full forecast when we return.
You can't always choose the weather, but you can choose your weather app. Go with the most accurate and most trusted, the Live Viper 6 mobile app. Download it today. Now, your most accurate forecast with WJBF Live Viper 6.
Welcome back. Yesterday, I had a super fun school visit over at Grace Child Development Center in North Augusta. And I have to say, these 4- and 5-year-olds were super impressive. For the first time ever, I decided to let the little ones come up and actually try presenting the 4-day forecast. And look at her go. She did so good. I wish I had a video of it to show you. These kids did a fantastic job, and they also asked some really impressive questions like, how do I build my forecast? And these are 4- and 5-year-olds. So thank you so much, Grace Child Development Center, for having me. Our Live Viper 6 radar showing isolated showers in some of our northern counties. So not a complete washout yet this evening, but more rain is on the way and some heavier downpours out towards the west. There's Athens. All of this just came through Atlanta. And we'll even be tracking a few thunderstorms tomorrow morning. So right now, this is all just rain, so we don't have to worry about any storms anytime soon. And our Terry Lambert Hyundai Skyview cam showing a nice view here in Aiken. They are completely dry. We're still in the 60s across the entire CSRA. 65 in Augusta. Southeast wind of 8 miles per hour. Notice 62 up in Saluda and still some mid to upper 60s down towards the south. Wrightsville at 66, 65 in Louisville. Barnwell at 64 degrees. Now, on our satellite and radar, you can see a warm front to the north of us, so that's why we have the warmer temperatures. But once this cold front comes through tomorrow, we will have a big drop-off, returning us back to below freezing. But before we get there, we have all this rain to come, and we'll be tracking that tomorrow morning along with the gusty winds. So we have a lake wind advisory from 9 o'clock tomorrow morning until 1 o'clock Thursday morning. West winds sustained up to 20 miles per hour expected, and occasional gusts up to around 35. Now, pay attention to this day planner because it's not your typical day planner. We're starting out in the low 60s in the morning, and then the temperatures are actually going down as we get into the afternoon. So 52 by 2 o'clock. So it's kind of like our highs and lows are flip-flopped for the day. Notice we'll see upper 40s by 5 o'clock in the evening with the clearing skies. So the rain and storms will only be here for Wednesday morning. We do have a marginal risk of severe weather for some of our counties, but overall that chance of severe weather is very low. There's a slightly higher chance of some minor flooding in our northern and western counties. So you can see here on our futurecast, those are the places that are going to get hit with the most rain. So this is 11 o'clock tonight, some heavy downpours. Then as we go into 4 o'clock in the morning, it's still only just around half the CSRA dealing with the rain. We'll have to watch some of these cells here for the gusty wind potential. And then by 8 a.m., it's going to be a messy, widespread rain. So just leave with plenty of time tomorrow morning and drive carefully on the roads, and just be aware of a little bit of thunder and lightning with those gusty winds. By 2 o'clock in the afternoon, though, we are drying out and the skies will be clearing. Rainfall estimates mostly only up to around 1.5 inches, but some of those northwestern counties up to around 2.5 to maybe even 3.5 inches of rain. Once the cold front comes through, a 30-plus degree drop-off Thursday and Friday morning, bringing us back to below freezing. But we'll be nowhere near it tonight. Lows around 60 degrees. Highs tomorrow also around 60 degrees. That 10-day forecast showing the temperatures going down into the mid-50s for highs on Thursday and Friday. Back into the low 60s on Sunday, a mostly cloudy weekend with a few isolated showers. Next week, we'll be getting close to 70 degrees again.
Yeah.
Now, congratulations to today's umbrella winner. That is Sandra Middleton from Augusta. Sandra, you can pick up your umbrella here at the station and sign up to win yours on WJBF.com.
Jenna, thank you. The Barnwell Warhorses gearing up for the 2A state title game this week.
And they are getting ready at the home of the Gamecocks. Gianna Cephalou has that next in sports.
It's the one thing in
hundreds of millions recovered for our clients.
Weather headlines on News Channel 6, brought to you by Hickson Roofing. The News Channel 6 mobile app is now even better. Download it today.
The Barnwell Warhorses are gearing up for their 2A state title game, getting in their second-to-last practice in at the Spurrier Indoor Facility. The 13-1 Warhorses had a special opportunity to prepare for their state championship matchup. They were granted access to the South Carolina Gamecocks football practice facility in Columbia.
Still a great place to come in, bounce around, get out of school a little bit, be in a different environment, be able to concentrate on just football for a few hours.
Football has been on the players' minds since the offseason. Last year's postseason loss to Oceanside motivated the team to get right back into the weight room.
With the senior-laden squad we've got, we really thought we had a shot. We've been able to get through the gauntlet the last few weeks in the lower state and make it this ball game. So these kids are excited. We're excited.
For the Barnwell seniors, they've poured their blood, sweat, and tears into this season, preparing for a moment like this.
Well, this is my last high school game, so just coming out with the win, winning the state championship for our community, you know, for our team, for our coaches, because I feel like we deserve it with all the hard work we put in.
It's an incredible feeling. I mean, to have the opportunity to play for one, I mean, not many people can say they played for one, and it's super thrilling, and I just can't wait.
The Warhorses are seeking their first state championship since 1988, and they feel this year's team is the one to bring a ring back home to Barnwell.
Barnwell's a football town in the state of South Carolina. It's one of the best in the state of South Carolina, and that's one of the reasons that we want to win this for our community.
I just can't wait. I mean, I want to bring a ring back to Barnwell just because they support us so much, and they're just an incredible community.
The Warhorses square off against Clinton at 2 p.m. Thursday at South Carolina State University. Reporting in Columbia, Gianna Cephalou, WJBF News Channel 6 Sports.
A big donation to help those who may need it this holiday season.
Yeah, Mighty Generous. We'll take you there when News Channel 6 at 6 returns.
Thank you for letting us make the weather inside delightful. At the holidays and all year long. Merry Christmas from Gold Neck, your golden rule for comfort.
Our Super Santa sale starts now.
Ladies sleepwear, $12.98. And select seen on TV items, $15. Hammered Super Santa sale starts now.
So what do you think about these?
Great. Master your car buying experience at masterbuickgmc.com.
Rain and storms overnight through Wednesday morning. Gusty winds up to 35 miles per hour and mild temperatures. Then a big cool down on Thursday, back to sunshine. Mostly cloudy this weekend with isolated showers.
The Community Ministry of North Augusta has more furniture to sell thanks to a huge donation from Lazy Boy Furniture. A tractor trailer dropped off 62 pieces of gently used furniture this morning. The nonprofit helps provide clothing, food, and assistance to those in need. And that is our report for now. We do appreciate you watching. News Channel 6 returns at 7 o'clock. That's coming up right after World News Tonight.
And we'll see you again for News Channel 6 at 11. Have a great evening, everyone.
Good night.
Tonight, chilling new details in the murder of United